Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the CBL X's and O's podcast for season 2023. We're sitting down to preview what will be round 13 in the Southwest Conference this weekend, and we've got some really interesting games coming up.
Yes, we do. We've got some close ones. I think there's probably some expected results, but as we know from last week, we can't assume that anyone is going to win at this point.
That's it. Let's start Saturday when Portland take on Hamilton in Portland. And the news coming out of Portland is there's a 100-game player this weekend.
Yes, I have seen some stuff on their Facebook. I believe the captain is playing his 100th game. So good luck to him for that. And I hope that, he has a great game. And yeah, look, 100 games, I think in CBL is it's a really special thing. And especially for, a town like Portland, it shows loyalty. It shows that, DeBoer has probably been playing for at least probably 7 or 8 years, because depending, you only have the 10 or 15, sometimes a bit more games a year. So yeah, it's a nice milestone. And I'm sure that they'll be all celebrating that a lot.
That's it. So congratulations to David DeBoer from Portland playing his 100th game this weekend. And I reckon it's going to be a pretty big, amazing clash there in Portland. They'll make it feel special for him, definitely. And then the next game is Terang taking on the Horsham Hornets. Now, this is a really interesting game here. Horsham can't take Terang too lightly, and Terang could be another team to knock off the Hornets.
Yeah, look, I mean, absolutely. It's not I've said about Terang the whole year. They've been the underdogs and they 100% can win these games. And I know actually last season they won a game against Horsham very similar to this position. So Horsham will not be taking them lightly at all. And they know that, they need to win their games to finish in that 1 or 2 spot and have their home final. And they also want to be hitting their form coming into that. So yeah, look, they have got a couple of availabilities this week, I know. But that's just the time of year. And they'll head down the trek to Terang and see what happens there with the end outcome. But yeah, looking like hopefully the Horsham boys can come home with the win.
Colac hit the road to Warrnambool to take on the Seahawks. And as we've mentioned the last few podcasts, that Warrnambool just need to keep winning games to give them that opportunity to hang on and potentially snag a top 4 position.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, Warrnambool would have went into their game last week against Mount Gambier thinking that, this is probably a bit of a harder stepping stone to get over them. And they managed to do that. So, I think Warrnambool will be on a high. They'll be, just running that trek to try and get into this final spot. So yeah, I know Colac too. They're also, unpredictable. They can come in and out and, they're quite capable of winning these games as well. So yeah, I think, look, it'll be a really good game, but I reckon Warrnambool will come out on top.
And then it's the battle of our SA teams when Mount Gambier make the trek to Millicent to take on the Magic. This is second versus third on the ladder. It's going to be a really sensational game.
Yeah, I think they've obviously the crosstown rivalry happening anyway. And then with, basically, ladder positions on the line, I think this pays to be a pretty rocking night at Millicent. As we know, they love it. The crowd loves it. They love a few drinks. They get in there. So Saturday night blockbuster. I will look forward to seeing the results of this game.
And then Sunday, Terang are hosting the Hamilton Hurricanes, which this is Hamilton's chance to potentially get or snag a win. But, Terang are a quality team, as we've mentioned numerous times.
Yeah, absolutely they are. And, look, they'll want to finish their season on a high. So even if they don't and can't make the finals, they've still got to look at what their goals are, where they're trying to set out for this year, for next year, moving forward for their association. So, Terang will be looking forward to getting as many wins as they can to finish this season off. And Hamilton's the same. So, Sunday games too, like Terang's going to be coming off that big game against Horsham. So, it might potentially just be that chance for, Hamilton to get up and get another win for the season.
And then Ararat travel to Millicent on Sunday to take on the Magic as well. And after a tough game Saturday night, Millicent need to ensure they get the win on Sunday to continue holding on to that top 4 position.
Yeah, well, look, there is that bit of a gap in the men's ladder, isn't there? So, what's on the line is a lot for Millicent. And, the same, it's the pride for our rat to finish the season out. So, yeah, again, at the end of this week, it's going to be really interesting to see where we're at. It's exciting times.
And let's move across to the women, and top of the table, Warrnambool Mermaids take on Colac, who sit on the bottom, but it doesn't mean that an upset could loom here. Colac have been competitive all year, as we've mentioned, and it was only last week that Warrnambool got that close win over another team towards the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah, look, definitely. And again, it depends on availability, who can play, who can't play. But, it'll be a physical game. It'll be a fast game. They're both very, very young teams and, they're very fit. So they'll be looking to push the ball up the floor quickly and they'll be looking to attack. So there'll be lots of full court presses, I reckon. Both can shoot very well. Warrnambool is one of the better shooting teams in the competition. So, you can't really probably slot into a zone that much against them just because they can hit threes. Like Peyton Noonan can hit 5 or 6. She's quite capable of doing that in any game. But also you've got Harmony Parker and Indy Cameron for Colac, who can also bang the ball in outside the 3-point line. So yeah, I think that'll poised to be a really good game.
And the last game in the women is the SA battle between Millicent and Mount Gambier. Millicent sitting in third. They need the win to be able to continue to lock their top 4 spot in. And Mount Gambier need the win to actually have the opportunity to make the top 4. So this is going to be an interesting game, really cracker of a game between these two teams who are both fighting for finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, we had a look at the ladder earlier, and there is a lot on the line for both teams. The women's ladder is a little bit different, where Portland and Warrnambool have pretty much cemented their first and second spot. So it is a matter of third and fourth and who are you going to play and, to get in there. So, I think Mount Gambier have to win both their games. And then, we have to, like Horsham has to lose both their games. But then if we both win one, we're head to head. We still have to play Millicent. So, if Millicent managed to get a win here and then beat us as well, then potentially they could finish third and we can finish fourth. So there's so many different scenarios, but 100% every one of these games count.
Don't rule out the three-way tie between the 3 teams either. That'd be spectacular, hey?
Yeah, that'll be so much fun. I'm glad that I don't have to worry about sorting out that.
That's it. So that's our preview for our round 13 games in the Southwest Conference this weekend. We're looking forward to seeing our stadiums packed when everyone, hopefully they're back from holidays and now we can get our spectators back in the crowd cheering on our teams. And other than that, I'll jump on a call with you next week, Beck, and we'll review what is going to be the spectacular round 13 in the Southwest Conference. So good luck to all teams and participants this weekend.